Hi friends, welcome to AhiluArts channel. I am your host Uma. In this video, we are going to see how to do this cluster stitch. You can see each and everything is a cluster in every row. I mean, you may not clearly see in this because I have used a multicolor yarn, but it will be very good if you do it in a solid color. It will give you a rich look in whatever projects you are doing. This is a perfect pattern for a blanket. As you see, there is no opening or anything, as well as the pattern is look like a little flower buds. So this will be great. Okay, this video we have already in Tamil, so I am doing it only in English, right? So let us start doing this. For this, I advise you to do a even number. Okay, see here, whenever we are doing a cluster, we are chaining one and we are skipping a stitch. You can see here, right? Because the cluster itself will form it's thick enough to do a 2 stitch, so that's why we will be skipping at the next stitch. So we will be having 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and in the edge we have to have a border. Okay, it has to be close, right? We can't just skip a stitch and do a leave it as such, right? So that's why we'll be having odd number foundation chain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll be doing 11 chains. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, right? 11. Okay, 12 13. Now since I have to work a single crochet row here in the starting, I'll be chaining one again, so that then only I'll be having the odd number stitches. Okay, as you all know, I'll be working only in the spine of the foundation chain. That's why I'll be having a perfect finishing in the back side also. Okay, you can work in the normal way if you want, but I recommend to work in the spine of this foundation row. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this row to start our cluster row. Okay, see, I'm having odd number stitches, 13 stitches. In order to start the second round, I will be doing a 3 chain, which will be our starting double crochet. See, every row will be having a starting double crochet and the ending double crochet as a border, so that it will be easy for you to work as a border, and also it will give you a perfect edging structure. Okay, see, here only we have done the single crochet, but we have to have a perfect edging in this sides also, right? That's why we'll be having a starting and ending double crochet on both the sides. So every starting double crochet will be our chain 3. Now what we are going to do, skip that stitch and skip the next stitch also, work a cluster in the third stitch. Okay, because I have told you we have after every cluster we'll be skipping a stitch here, right? So that's why yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. When we do another pull through 2, our double crochet will be completed. We are not going to do that. Again yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2. We are having a half completed double crochets. Okay, 3 times I have done, so that in excluding this I'll be having 3 loops in my hook. Okay, you can also do 4 or 5, but 3 is the standard size you can have. Okay, so pull through all 4 loop and a chain 1. See, our first cluster has formed. So now skip a stitch, do the same in the next stitch, pull through 2, again yarn over, pull through 2, again pull through 2. Now I have 4 loops in my hook, then pull all 4, then chain 1. The chain 1 is to secure the cluster. That's why we are skipping a stitch in the bottom, in the previous row. and over. This is what I am going to do till the end. When you have 4 loops, you can either pull through all 4 or you can include more or 2 more loops also. See here, 1, 2, 3. This is my normal standard structure and I am happy with it. But if you want a bigger cluster, what you can do, 4, chain 1. See, you can see the difference between this cluster and this cluster. If you want a bigger blanket and if you want the bud like structure bigger, you can do this 4 or 5 loops, but I am happy with this 3 stitches, so I'll go only with the 3 loops, including my first already in the loop, already in the hook. I'll be having 4 loop only. Okay, so here comes my last cluster stitch. Pull over all. Now you will be having 2 stitches remaining. Okay, so this stitch I will be skipping and this stitch I will be having my last double crochet. As I already told you, we will be having a starting and ending double crochet, right? See, this forms our perfect ending, and in between I have 5 clusters. Sorry. See, this row, after this row you can either start a cluster right away. See, chain 3, skip this stitch, do a cluster in the top of the previous cluster here. Okay, pull up 4 loop, chain 1. If you are working as a headband or a dress or any other thing which you wear, then you can do the clusters right away. But if you are working a dishcloth or a blanket, you can do a single crochet row after every cluster row. See, you can see the difference here. I have worked a single crochet row after every cluster row, then only the gap will not be much visible, as well as I have a perfect square or a rectangle what I am working. Okay, but if you work a headband or a shawl or any other thing, I recommend to work the cluster row alone, and when you finish you can do the single crochet row. See, there is no single crochet row in between, but also the cluster will form a perfect structure. One more advantage in working a single crochet row, because I'll tell you, if you see here in this dishcloth, all the clusters are in the right side and all the single crochet row are in the wrong side. See, chain 1. In my last stitch I'll be working a double crochet. Okay, see, if you see here, you can see this is my wrong side and this is my right side. Sorry, this is my right side and this is my wrong side. You can see the stitch itself, how well it plays. But here, since I have not done the single crochet row, you can see this first stitch is my wrong side, this is my right side. If you turn over this, this is my right side and this is my wrong side. That is why we have to have a single crochet row in between every cluster row, then all your clusters will be in the right side. How? See, if I turn over my work this side, it comes my wrong side. So in the wrong side, what I will be doing, I will be working a single crochet row in each of my stitches, all the stitches including the chain 1 which I have skipped. Okay, so by the end of this chain 1, sorry, by the end of this single crochet row, I'll be coming back to my right side where I can do my cluster stitch, right? That's why I have shown you what the difference between the without working the single crochet row and with working the single crochet row. Okay, see, now if I turn, I come back to my right side. Now I can work chain 3, skip a stitch here and work a cluster here. See, now both the clusters are in my right side and I do not worry about the right side or wrong side. Also you can do without single crochet row. That means both the sides will be either right side or wrong side. That is also will make a reversible blanket. But if you work any sweater or anything, you have to have all the right sides in one side, right? On blanket alone you can do without a single crochet row, so that the blanket will be a reversible one. But if you are working for a sweater or a headband or any other thing what you are wearing, then the cluster, all the clusters should be in the right side. That's why the single crochet row will be necessary. Okay, so chain 1, I'll skip a stitch, do a cluster in the next row. Cluster stitch is the most beautiful and most easiest stitch you can ever work in, right? The only thing is you have to have a correct number of clusters after each row. If in the starting if you had 5 clusters, until the end you will be having, you have to have that many clusters. See here, 1 2 3 4 5. See, if you see here, this one is, I have not done a single crochet row in between. That's why this is the wrong side and this is the right side. Here I have done a single crochet row in between, so both my clusters will be in the right side and this will be my wrong side. You can see the difference, right? That's why I have done a single crochet row and a cluster row in each of this dishcloth, right? So try this out and make whatever you want, and post your pictures in my FB page. Subscribe to the channel, like our Facebook page. If you want to do any other thing, please message me in Facebook so we can do it together. Please share it with your friends and click the subscribe button. Thank you.